Hey guys, welcome back to my second Ascendant chest guide for the Dreaming City. Last week we found all 10 when the curse was at its weakest, and now this week we are in the intermediate stage when the curse is quote-unquote growing stronger. As with last week's, the triumph for finding all of these is part of yet another triumph called Destination Forsaken. These destination triumphs are needed if you plan on trying to get the Wayfarer title, which is probably the most lengthy title in the game. So if you are a title chaser or a triumph chaser like myself, then this guide will help you get these next 10 chests, and if you need the help when the curse is at its weakest or strongest, those guides are up as well. We're just waiting on the weeks to come back around. So without further ado guys, let's get this bad boy started. Since Petraboo is at the fast travel spot, let's go ahead and head there first. It's always a good idea to go and see her and grab all of the bounties anyway. You're going to be doing a lot of traveling in this video and fighting, so it's a good idea to pick up some bounties and finish a few pub events, patrols, or slay some scorn or taken along the way. Might as well just get two birds with one stone. Okay, so make sure you guys have enough Queen's Foil tinctures before you start. You'll probably need a minimum of 2 if you're going to go for all 10 right in a row. Of course, regional chests drop them like crazy, but you can for sure get them at the Ahamkara skulls in Harbinger Seclude for Baryon Bow or Bibros, 50 per bottle. Alright, so starting with the Divalian Mists, guys, let's head into the Lost Sector first. Now this one is kind of tricky because there aren't any secret bridges around to give you a clue that something is in here in the Bay of Drowned Wishes, but as a general rule of thumb, there's always one chest within each Lost Sector each week, and then one in each area of the open world. So since there's 3 main areas, that's 6. Then there's one in the Garden of Ascendant, one in the Confluence, and one in Harbinger Seclude. Then finally one by the Spire or by the Oracle Engine. So that's every week, but of course locations change within each area, so that's what makes things tricky. So starting with the Bay of Drowned Wishes, you can clear out the enemies or just run right by them. Totally up to you. However, the ogre is pretty annoying, so I personally would clear out the enemies. There's going to be a large rock with trees growing out of it in the background. That's the area you want to go to. Now you can see it as soon as you enter the large open area, the bay itself. So head over to it, and as you jump up the rock, a lone chest will be sitting there at the very top waiting for you. This is chest number 1. Again, there are no platforms to look for. This is just a lone chest sitting on top of a rock. So if you're looking for some kind of platform clue, there will not be any. You're just going to have to find the rock and jump up it. So go ahead and grab the chest. If you have the bounty, finish the Bay of Drowned Wishes Lost Sector, complete that, and then head back to the Divalian Mists. Now what you want to do is act like you go into Rhea Silvia by taking the path at the top left of your screen. This week's Dreaming City mission for the Oracle Engine is also located in this direction. However, once you get to the cave, get off of your Sparrow and walk over to the edge. Keep going left and a little further. You ever wonder what this rock path is for right here? Well, my friends, this is it. Walk on over to the edge and you'll start to see platforms forming up ahead. Take them all the way up to the top, and after a few purposefully misplaced platforms, you will find the Ascendant chest for the Divalian Mist area. So grab that bad boy, and then we are off to the next chest, which is going to be chest number 3. Now this time we're going to be heading to the Oracle Engine, the Spire of Keers. So just like taking the shortcut portal below the bridge to the Oracle Engine, what you want to do is jump onto the shortcut platforms to the right of the bridge, and then head towards the island. Now don't let this confuse you guys, these platforms are always here just as a shortcut, they're here every week. Once you're off the platforms and you're on the island itself, what you want to do is hang a right and then look towards the left side of the bridge. About halfway out, you'll start to see another set of platforms appear. 3 or 4 easy jumps later, you'll see chest number 3. Alright Guardians, so next up, let's head into the confluence area, which is the taken portal underneath the Oracle Bridge. Now luckily for you, there is already a shortcut in place from the island. So from the island where you're at now, take the shortcut platforms and then charge into the portal. Make your way to the confluence area, which is where the Shattered Throne dungeon takes place next week. As soon as you enter the archway heading into the dungeon room, you're going to start to see platforms appear right in front of you. Take them up and then you'll start to see something pretty cool. Multiple platforms stacked up in such a way that they kind of create like a maze in a way. So coming from the beginning platforms, you have to jump around this circle all the way to the right and go about halfway around it. The second entrance will have a tunnel where you can kind of access the chest. It's kind of cool. There's 4 ways into this kind of circular like maze, but only one way is large enough for you to walk through. The rest are too narrow, so it's pretty neat what they did here. Once again, grab it, smile, and now we're off to chest number 5, which takes place in the Harbinger Seclude area. Now, I'm going to speed this up just in case you're not familiar with how to get through this area yet. So, jump down from the chest and head to the church-like area called Harbinger Seclude. Now, you're going to see me jumping around a bit, looking for any kind of hidden platforms. It looks kind of weird, but that's what I'm doing. Anyways, once you enter this area, hang a left and there will be a portal in the far back left corner. Take that and you'll be in the area where you can buy Queen's Foil tinctures from the Ahamkara skulls. Go ahead and stock up if you need to. What you want to do is just pass everything by, there's nothing here, and then head up the elevator. Go all the way up the stairs. Don't even bother with this area, guys. There are platforms here by the statue of the first queen, but they are always here to use every week. This week, they lead to nowhere. So after the elevator, head up the stairs, circle back in the direction you just came from. However, you're going to be taking the top doorway that leads to the outside area with the waterfalls on the right. Now make sure your Ascendant hasn't worn off by now, and then stick to the right-hand side of the room. Once you get by the crystal on the far right, you'll start to notice some platforms. You also might have to fight off a few waves of enemies here, so they will leave you alone, because again, they can shoot you through these platforms. So take the platforms all the way up, but be careful as there are a few dead ends here. You want to take the platforms that are kind of like behind you, and they kind of show up behind your head. So turn around, jump up, chest number 5 is located at the very top in this area. So once you grab this one, go ahead and hop on down, and then let's continue our journey and out towards Rhea Silvia. Now, don't go back to the statue of the first queen, head the other way. Coming from the chest, you want to hop down and take a right. This next chest is one of the more trickier chests to get to. So once you get to Rhea Silvia, make your way to where Petra is going to set up when the curse is at its strongest. This is going to be next week. Now, there are some ledges that you can take that basically wrap all the way around the mountain. Then they start to take you up to a statue where there's a dreaming kitty and a lore piece. So if you haven't been here, this is another place you can go and get something done. So as you see here, snake your way around the ledges and keep heading up until you see the statue. Once you do, walk your way over to the next ledge and then look left. You're going to see a way to get even higher up this mountain. So go ahead and jump up to the top and then creep towards the edge. Platforms will then start to appear. Now these platforms are huge and each one has multiple exits. I jumped around for at least an hour looking for the correct way to find this chest. I never found it, however I did find the easy way. So once you jump up to the very first platform, there will be two choices, one way or another. One way will lead to another platform, which then leads to 4 more and 2 more, or the other direction looks like it leads to nowhere. So what you want to do is take a running jump off of the very first platform, the direction that leads to nowhere. The actual platform we need to get to is way below you, fairly close to where Petra is going to be standing next week, hanging above the pit of death. Now once you see where it is, if you under or over jump it, you'll know how far to jump next time. And as long as your feet do not hit the ground below you, you will respawn back up top on the mountain. So just readjust and eventually you will land on it. If you have the Titan boots or the Stompies for the Hunter, you might be able to make it from Petra's Perch, which will stand next week. Just jump out and up. And I haven't tried it, but the next chest is located on this platform right here. It's a bit of a troll, but it's definitely fun. Okay, so next up, guys, after you grab that chest, we're going to be heading into the Lost Sector for Rhea Silvia. It's called Chamber of Starlight. Now, you might have seen this one in my Ascendant Challenge Guide video earlier today, but it's fairly easy to get to. So make your way inside, clear out all of the enemies. When you first start out, you're going to see the boss kind of in the middle of the room, and then she'll work her way towards the chest as you damage her. This first area where she starts out, that's where you want to start your search. In between 2 pieces of cover, you'll see platforms start to appear. Those then start ramping upwards and kind of spiraling up. Keep following them all the way until you reach the ceiling. Chest number 7 is located on top of a crystal at the very, very top. So once again, guys, grab it, smile on to our next destination, which is the area called the Strand. It's where Petra was last week. So head out of here and make your way to the Strand. The easiest way is to take the cave path on the opposite side of Rhea Silvia once you come out of the Lost Sector. That will lead you to the Strand. So head over there, and then we'll go ahead and fire up the first Lost Sector called Aphelion's Rest. That's the final Lost Sector chest for this week. So once you're inside, clear everything out and beat the boss. Now you have to do this, only then will the platforms appear. So once you beat the boss, guys, turn around, look up and to your left, and in the corner you'll start to see the first platform. It's really easy to get to. A few jumps later will be the chest in this area, chest number 8. Okay, Guardians, hang in there. There are only 2 more chests left to grab. So grab this one, smile, hop down, and get out of the lost sector. And then what you want to do is head over towards the Rift Generator public event space. Now, behind where the event is, there's a huge statue kind of surrounded by a gigantic geode or crystal that's cut in half. Try to make your way up to the very top of this crystal. Once again, you'll start to see platforms. Now, these are tricky at first because, first of all, they're all on their sides and they're also small. It's easy to fall here. Now, if you kind of want to bypass that, jump on top of the statue's head, you can skip a few doing it this way. But what you want to do is keep following these slim platforms, and eventually you'll make your way up to a floating tower with platforms wrapping around it. Simply spiral upwards until you reach the very top and then drop down inside of the tower. A few shelves down, you'll see the chest for this area. Just be careful to not take a bad bounce and then launch yourself out of the tower, missing the chests. Take your time, as it will happen. This right here is chest number 9, and finally, my friends, we are off to the last chest for this week. So, jump down out of the tower and then head up the hill following the path to go to the Gardens of Aphelion. Now, you'll probably have to clear out most of the enemies here as they won't give you much of a choice, but make it to the very end before you see the Shrieker on the right hand side. Beat out everything. Once you get to this area, make sure you are still ascended and then look outwards towards the vista. You'll see a bunch of sideways platforms. Simply follow them to the end, and the last chest for this week will be located right here close to the Ahamkara egg. There are actually 3 Ahamkara eggs in this area as well. The one right behind here, one above the waterfall back a bit, and I shot the 3rd, so I'm not quite sure where that one was located. I've also shot a couple of others thinking they wouldn't be account wide, however they are, so that then messed up a chance for making a guide. But anyways, that's it, Guardians. All 10 chests when the curse is at the growing stronger stage. Now, there is a bit of a cheat you can do here. You have to grab 10 chests during this week, and you can get all 10 on each character. So if you go and grab 3 on one character, say 3 easy ones, you can then go and get them again on another character and then find 4 others and you're done. However, there is a triumph to find all Ascendant chests within the Dreaming City, so you might as well just do it legit. But if you're strapped for time and you want to get this done, that is a fast way to do it. I actually grabbed the chest next to the Ascendant challenge 3 times and it counted for 3 out of 10. So I found 7 more and I was finished for the week. However, I still had to go and find them all for this guide. Again, it's a faster way to finish the week, but you're going to need to do it eventually. Might as well just do it now. But that's it for me, Guardians. I wanted to get this guide out before Hurricane Michael made its way as a tropical storm into North Carolina. While for me, it won't be anywhere near as bad as Matthew or Florence, this storm has devastated Florida and parts of Georgia and Alabama. And I hope that all of you out there who were in the path are safe and that you took the necessary precautions and were prepared. Hurricanes are becoming way more common as the earth warms, and monster storms are no longer like, the once-in-a-lifetime things that used to happen. Being prepared will make things 10 times easier during a disaster. So I hope everyone is doing well and is safe. As for me, I will more than likely lose power for a few days. Once again, I always lose power during tropical storms, but fingers crossed. But that's it for me, guys. I am out of here. Subscribe for more Destiny 2 Forsaken, and now that Forsaken is dying down, Anthem videos. Spank the thumbs up, but only if you enjoyed yourself, and keep those eyes peeled for more guides and vids coming out soon. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll catch you all in the next one.